Family court is supposed to protect children, resolve disputes, and uphold justice. But for some parents, the system becomes a maze of accusations, delays, and decisions that tear families apart. Today, we look at the story of Jeremy Quasius, a father who says he was punished not for harming his child, but for demanding accountability. Jeremy's battle began with an accusation that will follow him for years, claims that he was mentally unstable. Instead of hiding from it, he confronted it head on.
So the campaign started that I'm mentally ill or whatever. I went and took a forensic mental health evaluation. There was absolutely no mental illnesses.
Despite two clean evaluations, the accusations lingered, and the emotional weight of losing time with his son only added fuel to the narrative against him.
In the beginning, I was very emotional. Who wouldn't be when they're taking your child from you? Moving forward, I got custody back and kind of enjoyed like the 50-50 schedule.
For a brief moment, things stabilized. Shared custody. A schedule that worked. A father and son rebuilding their bond. But then everything changed. Jeremy describes a moment that still shakes him. Something his son told him after a weekend with the mother.
Locked my son in a mudroom. When he told me about this, he was shaking and crying harder than I've ever seen a child shake in my life from fear.
He expected Child Protective Services to intervene. Instead, he says the system ignored him. In desperation, Jeremy did something few parents dare to do. He protested CPS directly.
Basically in desperation, I protested CPS because CPS wouldn't do anything. So her attorney, he works across the street. He sees me. He runs across the street and tells me, "You're never going to see your son again."
According to Jeremy, that moment changed everything.
So he goes into CPS and he was in there for hours. I was probably January and I'm out there picketing CPS.
Soon after the protest, Jeremy says his placement was being withheld. Not for abuse, not for neglect, but for exercising his constitutional right to protest.
They started withholding placement from me, and it was about a 15-month period for doing something that the Constitution says that I've got a right to do. And they took my child. They punished me for protesting CPS, saying that I'm crazy.
For 15 months, his son had no real explanation for why his father was suddenly gone.
Through that 15 months, Declan really wasn't explained what's going on, what's happening. The court found that the 15-month separation was completely unreasonable.
But even after acknowledging the separation was unjustified, the court still blamed Jeremy for his emotional reaction.
Well, during a 15-month separation, I went through every emotion. The grief of a death. I grieved for my child. I mean, it was the anger, the sadness, the depression. It was all of it.
Jeremy says the court treated normal grief as evidence of instability, turning a father's heartbreak into ammunition.
And for them to say that my reaction was in any way inappropriate, is just mind-blowing.
His experience, he says, reflects a deeper issue within the family court system, one where overworked judges make life-altering decisions without truly understanding the families in front of them.
They don't care about our kids. They don't care about us. They don't know who we are. They don't know the type of parents we are. They hear a narrative from mom. They hear a narrative from dad. And who are they supposed to believe?
For Jeremy, what happened wasn't just a personal tragedy. It's a call to action.
We need to redo the laws. I mean, I believe that we need to get together as men, even the women. And I think we need to go and get these laws changed, because what they're doing to our children, I don't want to bury my kid because these people's laws are in such a way that it makes it almost illegal to be a father these days,
Jeremy's story is not an isolated case. Across the country, parents say that family court systems lack consistency, transparency, and oversight. Whether the system is broken or simply overwhelmed, the impact is undeniable. Children caught in the middle and parents fighting just to be parents.